This video is presented by the EA Creator Network. Thank you so much to EA for providing a code of the preview of the game. Hello everybody, welcome to Auvbri. My name is Renee and today we are in the preview builds. I was lucky enough to have a preview build of the Horse Ranch expansion pack, and I've had so much fun with this pack. Like honestly, the builds that I have created, I think all just deserve to like, I don't want to praise my own behind here, but I think the builds that you can create with this new expansion pack are fantastic, and just the build mode in general, really good. I'm super happy with it. So we're in here in The Sims 4 and I'm building, I initially called it the nearly fallen barn, but okay, so let me let me explain what is going on here. This is a bar type area, but when I started building this, I kind of wanted the look of the barn to be like it was kind of in disarray. It was old, maybe it was the time for the barn just to close down and for people to find somewhere else to party, but I actually ended up going in a different direction, so it turned out really good. The weird thing is, I had this, I don't know how to say this without sounding crazy, but when I started building this, I thought about Hannah Montana the movie, like with the HOEDOWN and the music and the way that they just all party to that song she made, and I I was trying to kind of replicate that feeling of that place. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's kind of the feeling that I was going for. So the barn area, it's kind of a renovated barn. It's still old school. It's still, you know, it looks like a barn. It still has all that barn feel to it. So I thought that was like, just for me, it was very important just to keep the feel of the whole place, the barn. But I wanted it to be a good old hoedown time. Like I wanted it to be a place where people come to dance, to drink, to have a good time, to stay cozy with each other and get to know each other, get to know people. So that's kind of what I was going for here. I went in a couple of different directions here, editing some of the things out that actually did not make sense to stay in there, because then I started to add more to the sides of the builds that didn't make sense. Then I started to you kind of saw it quickly there, add kind of like a side thing where there would be a big barn opening. I deleted that as well, so it went through a couple of different iterations here, but initially I just settled on the fact that, you know what, I want to have a barn with a big ass bar that stretches the whole entire back wall or side wall of the build. I want to have dance floors where people can dance. I want to have a piano where an old timer can sit down, play some good music, and really just have a grand old time. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted a place where people could place their horses when they come with the horse, so they can go in and have a good time. I wanted everything like that, and I wanted a place where people could go outside to sit down, enjoy the good weather, enjoy a nice cocktail or mocktail, whatever, enjoy some wine, nectar, whatever you want to call it. I wanted it to also look ruggedy but still managed. So some of the bar stools are kind of all over the place. You can see some people push them, and of course we have, you know, just the decorative pieces, big chandeliers as well, or not chandeliers, big lamps that go, like, these lamps kind of remind me of barn lamps that we have. They're very like, they're always made of metal of some sort, but they're always just the same. Like, it's the same vibe. I was just kind of struggling with the word there. It's the same. So I think the whole vibe of this build turned out so good. I am super pleased with everything here. and also just the new spandrels. You're gonna see some iterations here as well. The reason I went through the green era here and I hated it. At first I was like, okay, that's cool. Then I went through the red barn area, more classic look. And when I started to add the wood textures with the brown and you kind of see it as a bigger picture, it really worked out for me. That's kind of the texture that I wanted. I decided to bring some of the wood texture inside as well. The thing with the wallpapers in this game, that they actually come in two variants. So they have a more old looking variant where it's kind of a bit more rugged or torn down, worn down. And then they have a more clean version. And actually on the exterior, I mixed those two up, so you would kind of have a more realistic look. You can kind of see it from different angles, that there's some places where it's more a bit more brown. You can see that the paint is probably starting to fall off a bit, and then there's places where it's not. So I thought that was a bit more realistic. I also added the stone texture to the upstairs here, made it a bit darker, but yeah, from this point on, it was just about creating the whole vibe. So this lot type is a nightclub, because I didn't know what type of lot to make it otherwise. The lot that was here before was also a nightclub. So I was just like, you know what, if the shoe fits, then I sit. And I did. So I made it into a nightclub. We have this outside seating area as well. I don't know if all the chairs are functional, to be honest, but you know, it looks good. Most of them probably are. I feel like it's probably the corner pieces that's not fully there, but you know, it's good enough. Seating areas, dance floors, the green accents in here really pull it all together for me with the wooden accents. I mean, it turned out really, really nice. The thing that I wouldn't say struggle with, but I had a moment, let's call it a moment, that I had a moment with, was actually the exterior. Because how do you make a place like this look like it is part of the world? Does that make sense? Because if you take a look at the background with the plants that's there, it's all very monotone, and I could have gone that way. I tried to make it a little bit more interesting. Upstairs here, I made a little relaxation area where you could, if you wanted to, you could come up here and have a drink. And then I believe I put in a woodworking station. I don't know why. I just thought that it would fit in here for some reason. Because I was like, cowboys, woodworking. Oh yeah, and some what is that word? Now I forgot it. Hay, that's the word. Some hay all around the place here. I don't know why. I just thought that's a good old HOEDOWN time, so I chucked it in there. The woodworking station, I believe I put it in. I was looking for something to put in that corner, and like right when you walk up into the landing deck here, and I was like, okay, so a woodworking station actually fits. That would fit in, and it did. It looked good. Some more musical instruments here, because I feel like once somebody starts, again, I have the Hannah Montana movie in my head, and it's kind of embarrassing, but once somebody starts to play around or sing, everybody freaking joins in, and I love that. I thought that was just so funny. Such a cool detail. A place for your horses where you can kind of place your horse. I do put in some watering options, and I totally lost the word again. Feeding options with the hay. I'm not sure what those are called in English. That's kind of the problem with having this as a second language. It's Sometimes words escape me, but then again, sometimes words escape me in Danish. But here it is. I think it turned out really cool with the whole thing. I did go in afterwards, change some things up and kind of rework some of the things, but yeah, this is it. I think it turned out really awesome. The watering mark, I can't remove that from the screenshot, but I think it turned out good. So tell me what you thought about it in the comment section down below. I'm always interested to hear what people think about the builds that I do. If are you gonna use this build? Are you going to play around with it? Do you like it? Don't you like it? Tell me. Let's have a conversation down below. Also, the color scheme in this build, the green, reds, and browns. Honey, this is like, I'm gonna sound super gay now, but she is stunning. Like, that slaps hard. I love the way that this turned out. Also with the whole wall, that's just a bar area. Are you kidding me? I think that's very realistic looking as well. But yeah, I think like the shots here, and now that you can change the ceiling as well, I feel like you can get a lot more realistic shots. But that being said, thank you. Have you liked the video? Share, subscribe, turn on the notification. It helps me out a great big deal, and I want to say thank you so much for watching. So turn on the notifications if you want to stay tuned on the future videos, and thanks for watching. Bye.